Hello, friends. Part two of our podcast, section 2.2 in the AP Stats book. We left off, we're still on problem 2.40, page 156 in your textbook. And part C of this question asks us to use our calculator to make a normal probability plot. So, if you have not done this yet, you should know how. So, here's my calculator, and I am going to notice I already have the data in. All right, so I'm going to go second, stat plot. I'm going to hit enter or number 1. I want to turn the plot on. I want a down arrow and right arrow all the way to the 6th little icon there, which is the normal probability plot, and hit enter. My data is in L1, data axis is X, and I'm going to quit out of this, and I'm going to hit zoom 9. And I'm going to get a normal probability plot. Now, what's interesting here is that reading these plots is really more of an art than a science, and so it's worth looking at what they see here and reading the plot. Okay, remember, an S shape is good, a banana is bad. We want most of the data grouped in the middle, not at the ends. And so if you read what they say here, the TI calculator, or just done out on a, in another graph, it's not a smooth curve, but most of the data is in the middle. This comes down. This maybe goes up a little. So yes, this is roughly linear, so indicating densities that are approximately normal. All right. So make sure you know how to do a normal probability plot, and you understand that S, straight line to S, is good. Bananas, outliers, data clumped at either end are all bad in terms of using the mean and standard deviation to make a mathematical model or talk about data as being normal. All right, your homework over the weekend was to do problems 256 and 257 on page 163. So I thought I'd hit 258 and 259 and 260 if I don't run out of time to just sort of give you, the feel for doing these kind of problems. So 258 is about osteoporosis. You can read the problem in the book. It says that anyone who has a score that is 2.5 standard deviations below the mean for young adults in the population has this osteoporosis. So part A, what percent of young healthy adults have osteoporosis? So I want the value, the z-score, for anyone 2.5 standard deviations or lower. So what I need to show you is now I've got a program I'm going to put in your calculator called NormWin, which will do this problem for you, but I need to show you how to do it on the calculator without the program. So to do that, we use a thing called the normal CDF, and that's a cumulative density function, sort of like the ogives we talked about in chapter 1 briefly. So all I do is hit second distribution, which is the vars key, and number 2 is that normal CDF. The first number that goes in is the low z-score I want. Now, what I really want is negative infinity. And anytime I want to go all the way to the left, I'm going to hit negative 99. That's 99 standard deviations below the mean. That's as far as we have to go. And then I hit the upper bound. So I want to know everything between negative infinity and negative 2.5. That's 2.5 below. And when I hit enter, I get 0.006, so that's 0.6%. All right, so that's it. That's part A. Now in part B, they're saying that for older women, women who are aged 70 to 79, that the median is about 2 standard deviations below what it is for the younger women. So that means that this number right here is negative 2, and they assume the standard deviation is the same. So if I go negative 2.5, that's right here. So what they want to know is about what percentage of these women would have the osteoporosis. So they want that area there. So back to the calculator. But this time I'm going to shade norm so I can look at this. So I'm going to hit second distribution, which is the vars key, and then I right arrow to draw. And the top one there is shade norm. That's the one I want. And now we do the same thing. Negative 99, but this time to negative 0.5. And when I hit enter, this is what I get. Pick it up the next podcast.